President Trump not backing down from his push to take over Greenland, citing security concerns and criticizing Denmark's inability to protect the Arctic territory. The president posting on Truth Social last night, NATO has been telling Denmark for 20 years that you have to get the Russian threat away from Greenland. Unfortunately, Denmark has been unable to do anything about it. Now it is time, and it will be done. Joining me now is former NSC Chief of Staff under President Trump, Alex Gray. Alex, good morning. Great to see you. So the president is, of course, dead set on acquiring Greenland and even announcing tariffs on European countries. And those European countries are dead set against this, and they're going to be holding this emergency summit today over what the heck to do. So what happens next?
Well, thanks for having me, Carly. I think our European friends really need to step back from this performative domestic politics that they're engaged in and realize that this is about a core interest of the United States. Greenland's a part of the Western Hemisphere. It's been under threat by Chinese and Russian aggressive activity over the last, as the president said, several decades. Our friends in Denmark haven't done anything about it. And the president was actually on the path last week with this meeting that Vice President Vance chaired to have a really successful path forward where we were talking directly to our Greenlandic friends and our Danish allies about a path forward for the United States to have more ultimate control over Greenland. And then the Europeans decided to showboat, send in this absurd contingent of troops to act like they were going to stop some sort of crazy American invasion. As you know, Carly, we have unlimited access militarily to Greenland as it is. There's nothing to invade. The question here is, how do we protect the future of Greenland from a Chinese or Russian long-term, some sort of long-term Chinese or Russian influence operation? This is a very, very silly thing the Europeans are doing, and I hope they'll back down before they damage the relationship further.
Well, Alex, on that contingent of troops, plus you mentioned Russia and China, Senator Tom Tillis, who's a Republican but has become a critic of President Trump, posted this on X saying this response to our own allies for sending a small number of troops to Greenland for training is bad for America, bad for American businesses, and bad for America's allies. It's great for Putin, Xi, and other adversaries who want to see NATO divided. The fact that a small handful of advisors are actively pushing for coercive action to seize territory of an ally is beyond stupid. It hurts the legacy of President Trump and undercuts all the work he has done to strengthen the NATO alliance over the years. So what's your response to the senator there, in particular him saying that dividing NATO is great for Russia and China?
Well, I couldn't disagree more with the way the senator phrased that. I think that the only people dividing NATO, and by the way, Carly, the person who saved NATO is Donald J. Trump. That was an alliance that was headed towards complete disintegration because no one was paying anything for defense until President Trump stepped in and forced the alliance to finally be relevant again. And now the Europeans, for these kind of performative domestic reasons, are sending troops, I think, to show their own people that they have some sort of role on the world stage. That's dividing NATO. That is doing immense damage to our ability to stand steadfast against China and Russia. President Trump is moving us toward a long-term solution where Greenland can be a closer part of the United States for our security and for the security of NATO.
Okay, so moving over to Iran, the Supreme Leader out with some new comments this weekend, calling President Trump a criminal and blaming him for the brutal takedown of protesters. I mean, it's hard to believe that that's their line of defense. But President Trump did respond to the Supreme Leader's comments, saying it's time to look for new leadership in Iran. What he, the Supreme Leader, is guilty of as a leader of a country is the complete destruction of the country and the use of violence at levels never seen before. The leadership should focus on running his country properly, like I do with the United States, and not killing people by the thousands in order to keep control. So the president does have military assets going to the Middle East. It's going to take about a week for them to get in place. Is it only a matter of time until strikes happen? And if so, could the target be the Ayatollah?
Well, it's certainly an absurd statement by the Ayatollah. I think what the president's doing is he's giving himself options, right? He's restoring deterrence, and we've seen that whether it's in Caracas, whether it's in Syria, whether it's in all over the world. The president's been restoring America's credibility. The fact that we're willing to use force strategically, surgically, and carefully, that puts the Ayatollah and his minions on notice. But more importantly, the president's preserving the ambiguity that he needs in this situation. The president loves the fact that you never know what he's going to do. our adversaries never know if the president's willing to use force. They know he's willing to use force, but they never know if he's going to use it in a specific situation. And I think the Ayatollah is very much taking that into account when he's figuring out his next move, because he knows President Trump is not going to allow him the freedom of action that, let's say, a Joe Biden or a Barack Obama did.
Well, Iran's judiciary has recently indicated that executions may go ahead, and if they do take place, that will certainly get the attention of President Trump. Alex, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate your insight.
Want even more Fox News on YouTube? Become a Fox News Patriot today. Click join to find out how.